Glyn and Hilary ice dance better than anyone else in Britain, and they too have dreams of an Olympic medal. But forget any illusions of a world of tinsel and glitter. They have just spent 8 bleak years living on charity and training by night at public ice rinks. They have little social life and no money.
Well, Glyn and I are preparing now for the Olympics, which we hope we'll be able to get a medal in. The hours we keep, the life we lead, I suppose, is idiotic. I suppose, really, in a nutshell, we're hopeful lunatics.
Streatham is a vintage spot for sporting lunatics, because every year 500,000 young people come here to the Silver Blades Club to use the facilities, and excellent facilities they are, provided that you're mediocre. If you aspire to be an Olympic champion, you may find things a little bit cramped.
If anyone gets in the way, just keep going, all right?
Glyn and Hilary may be Britain's best hope for a gold medal at the Winter Olympics next February. But unlike their chief rivals, the Russians and the Americans, they have no state or commercial sponsorship. They take Streatham Ice Rink as they find it.
Push! Mind this ruddy rope down here. Oh, look.
I just can't go through here.
I know, but you've bloody got to. Get in the way all the time. Where are we now?
We have to pick it up down here.
For Christ's sake, what a bloody waste of time. Oh, God.
If the roof has to be repaired in the middle of a training session, that's about par for British Olympic facilities.
Nothing would surprise me in the least in a British rink, any British rink. I mean, you could go in and all of a sudden find, I don't know, London buses or a Boeing 707 have been moved in for the night for cold storage. I mean, this is just the way things are in this country. It's very haphazard, make do, and you just have to put up with it.
Oh, God.
Excuse me.
Glyn is 26, a former ladies' hairdresser and champion roller skater. Hilary is 23 and once worked in a shop. But now they have to live and compete off small grants from the Sports Council and their skating federation, training at bizarre hours and chaotic conditions.
That was a bit of a waste of time.
If you can imagine Jackie Stewart driving around a racing track with people walking backwards and forwards across the track, really, I know it's not the same, but you can compare it to this, because those people obviously can't think at the same speed as you.
Dave, get the arms matching here.
Before you get too sorry for them, let me remind you that some ice skating champions have been known to turn professional and make a lot of money.
Go on.
We try to be as professional in our approach to it as we possibly can, but naturally in rinks such as this that are commercial enterprise, they have to make their money, so they've got to have the public in. What we really need is a rink where we can go and train and the ice is virtually there.
Let it also be said that Streatham Ice Rink is a first-class training facility. Mecca own it, and they spend £5,000 a week keeping it open for the public. Letting Glyn and Hilary practice there costs some money.
Well, at this rink, to help the skaters, I've put my own policy in where the skaters have early morning facilities before the public sessions, and they start very early in the morning. They also are able to skate late at night, and they go into the very early hours of the following morning. And this is the only way that we can give reasonable facilities for our championship skaters.
What difference would it make to Streatham and to skating if Glyn and Hilary won a gold medal?
It'd be absolutely fabulous. It can only do great things for Streatham, do great things for skating in this country as a whole, and I'm sure not just this rink, but every rink would have a booming trade from it.
Tandy, head up, bend the knees, really down, good. Now
Brian Bowman has 17 professionals teaching at Streatham. One of them is Perry Horn, who, like the others, has dreams of moulding a future Olympic champion at £1.40 per session.
1, 2, bend the knee, that's... All right, okay, hold it.
Is it on Saturday?
Pardon?
Is it on Saturday?
Yes, it's on Saturday about tea time.
Her work is carefully scrutinised by the stage mothers, star-struck ladies whose dreams of gold medals bring them every night to Streatham, wrapped up against a chilly ice rink and an even chillier coach.
They try to tell me that Deirdre or George is going to be a champion overnight, and this just isn't possible. I look to the end product, and it's going to take me some time to get this. I've got to get the basics right, and I wish that they would stay out of my life and leave me to get on with my work on the ice. Go back towards the barrier, then you can get your 3-turn in here. Don't forget, so when you've done chasse, let me try with you this time. 1, 2, 1, 1. Andrew, couldn't you mind out of the way? You know he's got his test on Monday. It's ridiculous, and it's your brother. Go on, off you go. Come on, try again, Tandy.
Did I tell you Andrew was taking his prelim figures Monday?
No.
Yes.
What time, Lynn?
12:30.
Oh.
I hope he gets
Wish
them.
him all the best for us.
It's now 3 a.m. and Glyn and Hilary begin their 7th hour of training today. Ice dancing is a new sport in the Olympics. It's a more precise, less dramatic event than pair skating. It's an event demanding control, coordination and finesse. But you also have to be strong.
What you've got to remember that Glyn and Hilary are athletes, and in no way are they just ballroom dancers or ballet dancers. They have to train very, very hard, athletically and mentally, physically, in every way. And this is why ice dancing has been included in the Olympic sport.
This is an exhibition routine, for their Olympic program is still very much a state secret. I found it rather curious. It combines obvious athletic grace with an air of romance, which to me seemed synthetic. I wondered if they were deliberately using their skating as a substitute social life, even as a way of releasing sexual energy.
I think this is a release of a form of sexual energy, not the complete sexual drive, but is a way of showing your feelings.
But people watching always get the wrong impression about Glyn and I because they always think we're madly in love from the way we act the part out on the ice, as you've just seen. But in fact, I think it's just something that gels between Glyn and I because our relationship is more of a brother and sister one. And it's just the way our feelings come out to the music, really. And until the Olympics are over, that's what we have to make do with.
We're able to show our feelings in front of 5,000 or 6,000 people, you know, at various exhibitions and things, which I suppose you could say we're a bit exhibitionist. You have to have a certain sereneness, a certain look about you, especially in our field, in ice dancing. You've got to look the part. I mean, it helps if you've got a fairly good figure, you know, if you're slim.
Do you think that your ice dancing is in itself a sort of sexual fulfillment?
I think it must be, yes, because there's no other sexual relationships that we have outside of skating because all our energy is used in skating and there's very little energy or time for it outside of that.